Hello my dear students, welcome to this session. Today we will start chapter 2, which is related to biological classification. Before starting the chapter, we should remember certain facts. First is artificial classification system and another is natural classification system. Artificial classification system, it was given by Linnaeus, and natural classification system, it is given by Bentham and Hooker. There are two scientists which gave them. First is based on the characters, the vegetative characters and even the reproductive characters, about the weight, sexual characters, like this. But natural classification system, it is based on natural affinities among organisms as well as external and internal features. They are also taken into account. Then another type of classification system is known as phylogenetic classification system. Nowadays it is currently used and totally it is based on evolutionary relationship among the organisms. Then if we talk about the classification system proposed by Linnaeus, he grouped totally the organisms into two kingdoms, animal kingdom and plant kingdom, on basis of certain characters. Then R.H. Whittaker in 1969, he proposed another classification system, kingdom classification system, and all the 5 kingdoms, they are described as: first is Monera, second Protista, third Fungi, fourth Plantae, and fifth Animalia. This concept you have learned in your 9th standard, so we are just revising it. The same thing is given because this is the base of classification, and the criteria which was taken by Whittaker, that is the organisms, inside the organisms the cell structure was observed, then thallus organization, then mode of nutrition, then which type of reproduction they are preferring, and what are the evolutionary relationship among the organisms. So these all points were described and they were considered just to describe the 5 kingdom classification by Whittaker. So students, let us revise again the general rules for nomenclature. Actually you have learned about binomial nomenclature. Every organism, that is given 2 names. First name, it is genus, it is representing genus name, and second name, it is representing species name, and we are using the word to write down in italics. So certain rules are to be followed. So first rule is biological names are generally in Latin language, so this you have to remember. And secondly, the first word is biological name representing genus, second name is denoting species. Then both the words which are in biological name, if they are handwritten, they are separately written and they are separately underlined. If printed, we can use italics. Then the genus name, it starts with capital letter, and the second name, species name, it starts with small letter. So these rules have to be followed. So regarding nomenclature, I have displayed here 2 examples. First example is showing of human being. It is known as Homo sapiens. So Homo word indicates genus name and sapien word indicates species name. Similarly, next example is Gia maize. So Gia maize is the scientific name for maize plant, and Gia word indicates genus name and maize word indicates species name. Okay, now let us consider certain taxonomic categories and hierarchy. Hierarchy is are the steps in which each step represents certain rank or a category. So here it is displayed. We will start with kingdom. Kingdom is the larger group. Then kingdom can be defined into phylum, then class, then order, then family, then genus, and lastly species. The description is also given, but description is not important. Only for reference I have given you the description of species, genus, family and order. Just revise it. No need to write down in the classwork. So all these, they are indicating certain features, certain dissimilar points or certain similar points. So students, species is indicating the smallest group in which each and every individual is having maximum morphological similarities. Then it is followed by genus. Genus has certain common points regarding few of the species. The examples are also given here, like Solanum. Solanum is a family. Potato, name of potato. Then lion, leopard, tiger. So Panthera word is common name, genus name is common, but species name they differ, like Leo, Pardus, Tigris, like this. Similarly, description of family is given and description of order is given. This is only given as a reference, no need to write in classwork, I am saying again. So now we will discuss the five kingdom classification system given by R.H. Whittaker. So 5 kingdoms, they are displayed here: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Monera, generally if we see the examples, the bacterial group is included. Then Protista, certain lower organisms they are included. Then next is Fungi. Then next is Plantae, here all the plants they are included, and Animalia, it includes all the animals. So these are general examples. Then we will consider it in more detail afterwards. Right now let us see how, with the basis of different criteria, they are described. If we consider for Monera, the cell type is they are prokaryotic organism. Then cell wall, it is non-cellular and it is made up of polysaccharide plus amino acids. If we consider nuclear membrane is absent because they are of prokaryotic type. So here not well defined nucleus is present, we know that. Then body organization only cellular. Mode of nutrition, if we talk about, some of the organisms they are autotrophic, like they are chemosynthetic or photosynthetic, and some are, most of them they are heterotrophic, and the mode of nutrition will be saprophytic or parasitic. These terms are familiar to you, you have learned in your previous standards, but still if you don't know, refer these points. Now for Protista onwards, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia, they all are included in eukaryotes. They have well defined nucleus and they have well organized membranous organelles. So cell wall, if we consider, cell wall is present in some of the organisms. Even nuclear membrane is present from Protista to Animalia because they are included in eukaryotes. And if we see the body organization, only Protista they are cellular, means they are unicellular, and then onwards the multicellular organisms they are produced. Even in Plantae and Animalia, the tissues, the organs, and in Animalia the organ systems also they are developed. That means if we consider from Monera to Animalia, the evolutionary background, they are considered, they are evolving and they are modifying, they are becoming more advanced type. Now let's see the mode of nutrition for Protista. They are mostly autotrophic. If they are autotrophic, they are photosynthetic, they use sunlight energy for preparing their own food, and some are heterotrophic, they are dependent on other. Fungi are exclusively heterotrophic, they have heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and mainly they are saprophytes and parasites. Saprophytes, they depend upon dead and decaying matter, and parasites, they are dependent upon any of the host organism for their food. Either they may be endoparasite or ectoparasite, but here particularly the fungi they are parasites. Plants, they are exclusively autotrophic, and animals they are exclusively heterotrophic. But in heterotrophic mode of nutrition, different types are present, subtypes are present. They may be holozoic, they are having holozoic mode of nutrition, or saprophytic or any other. Now let us discuss one by one all the kingdoms which were explained by Whittaker. First is kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera includes all the different type of bacteria. They are grouped here on the basis of their shape. So if you observe the shape, you can see the diagram. They may be having a spherical shape, means round. They are considered as coccus type. If they are rod shaped, they are considered as bacillus. If they are spiral shaped, they are known as spirillum. And lastly, they are comma shaped, they are known as vibrio. So in this way, though their structure is very simple, but they are very complex in their behavior. The bacteria is that group which shows most extensive metabolic diversity. The bacteria, they may be autotrophic, that means they are preparing their own food from inorganic substance, not from sunlight. This you have to remember. They may be photosynthetic autotrophic or chemosynthetic autotrophic, and the vast majority of the bacteria, they are heterotrophs. That means they are dependent upon other. By observing bacteria's structure and their occurrence, they are grouped into archaebacteria as well as eubacteria. Let us consider first about archaebacteria. Let us see the habit and habitat. Habitat is a place where they are found. So bacteria are spatial organisms which are living since many old years or few. They are the most primitive organisms which were found. So let us see how they are found in different habitats. First, they are found in very salty areas, extremely salty areas. So they are considered as halophiles. Some of the archaebacteria, they are found in hot springs. Its temperature is very high and they are considered as thermoacidophils. Similarly, some are living in marshy areas. They are considered as methanogens. So these are extreme conditions. Still they have adapted for survival and they are surviving still today. These archaebacteria, they differ with other bacteria in having different cell wall structure. That is why they can adapt themselves in these extreme conditions also. Even the methanogens which are present in the gut of several ruminants, animals like cow, buffalo, they are responsible for the production of methane gas, also known as biogas, from the dung of the animals. Next group of bacteria is eubacteria. They are also known as true bacteria. They are the most abundant bacteria which are found. If we see the characteristic features, they have a rigid cell wall. Even they are motile, means movable. They can move from one place to another due to the presence of flagellum. Let us see the two categories of eubacteria. First category is known as cyanobacteria, and the more common word, that is blue-green algae. Though it is not an algae, but the name is given like this, it is considered as cyanobacteria because they have chlorophyll pigment which is very much similar to found in green plants, and even they are photosynthetic autotrophs. They can prepare their own food. Then these cyanobacteria, they are unicellular, they may be colonial or they may be filamentous. Similarly, they are found in marine environment, they may be terrestrial algae. The colonies which are generally surrounded by a gelatinous sheath. The diagram which is shown here, it is showing the filamentous blue-green algae named nostoc. So nostoc is an organism name. Here the mucilaginous sheath or covering that is found in surrounding the filamentous structure, and here the heterocyst, they are located. If we see the habitat and habit, they are often forms blooms in the polluted water bodies. Some of these organisms, they can fix even the atmospheric nitrogen in their specialized cell. which right now, just now, after few time, just before the few time I have told you, that is presence of heterocyst. So example is nostoc, which is given here. Another example is anabina. So these example you have to remember. If we see the another group, chemosynthetic autotrophs, these bacteria, they oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrates, nitrites, ammonia, and use to release the energy in the ATP production. They are not using the sunlight, but they are using certain chemicals. Even they play important role in recycling nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and even sulfur. Students, when you will learn in future about nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, you will come to know their use in a better way. Now let us consider certain economic importance regarding bacteria. Firstly, the bacteria have a significant impact on humans' affairs. They are very helpful in making curd from milk. Even for production of antibiotics, then nitrogen fixing in leguminous plants by fixing atmospheric nitrogen. But some are pathogens and they cause damage to human beings. Even crops, even animals, even pet animals. The diseases like cholera, typhoid, tetanus, even citrus canker, they are well known, and they are caused by different type of bacteria, even TB, tuberculosis, etc. So they are pathogenic and they are harmful also. Lastly, if we consider the reproduction in bacteria, it is mainly by fission. Sometimes in unfavorable conditions, even they can produce spore. And if we consider for sexual method is done by conjugation. Conjugation tube is developed and transfer of certain genetic materials that occurs. So today we have learned many more things regarding classification. Please do revise it, and soon we will be meeting with the next topic under this chapter. Till then, bye bye students.